welcome to my sector of the universe. This is Jess from Capella Wellness, here to help you step into your truth and start into your power. For those of you who've never been here before, welcome. Thank you so very much for being here for the first time. For those of you who are returning, thanks for coming back to watch another one of my readings. If you've been watching my stuff and it's been helping you, it's been guiding you, it's been inspiring you, go ahead and do this channel a favor. Hit that like button, illuminate the thumbs up button. Share this with people who you feel could benefit from this. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already so that we can get more of these messages out to those who really need to hear the truth and what they need to hear and not what they want to hear. All right. So, Leo, we're going to look into the energy surrounding you for the end of April 2023, what you need to be cognizant of, anything that comes out. It's anything goes here. Aries. I just did Aries, Leo. Leo. Remember, energy is always changing. Time is fluid, okay? Make sure you're honest with yourself and your situation, and everything here is going to fit your story right now, and don't force it to fit your story, okay? We're going to look into what you need to be healing for the end of the month, what you may be out of alignment with, and what guidance we have for you, okay? There is an extended for this. If you haven't checked out the extended for April, it's your love reading for the month of April. The link is in the description box below. If you go to capellawellness.com, it's in the extended video section. Man, the fire signs are getting hit with major arcanas, and I haven't even done Sag yet. We have the Judgment card. Judgment Day is here, Leo. Bottom of the deck is the Hierophant. We got Taurus energy here at the bottom. Maybe you have strong Taurus in your chart or dealing with a Taurus, but it doesn't matter. So the first thing I got, Leo, with this is because of your unwavering faith. Like, your faith has been astronomical, is what I'm hearing. Because this is astronomical, Leo. I should remember that. I forgot to put the title for Aries. There's a big thing about faith here for some of you. Okay? This is not going to be pertaining to all of you because some of you, you're lacking the faith. Okay? You're still going by societal conditioning. You're not following the path less traveled. It's like, no, I have to do it this way. This is exactly how it's done, and I got to conform to what everybody else is doing. Some of you are still in this. You're being called to follow your life's purpose as opposed to following other people's paths, other people's purposes, other people's whatever, okay? But there is a group of you here with your astronomical faith. You are going to get some significant rewards for having that. Now, you can have faith as small as a mustard seed, is what that phrase in the Bible says, and I can't remember what Bible verse that is, but we all have heard of this. For those of you who've had the astronomical faith, not just the faith as small as a mustard seed, you're going to get some freaking crazy rewards here. Some of you have stuck true to you being that spiritual mentor, spiritual guide for others. A lot of you, your path has been becoming this spiritual advisor, mentor, teacher. One who's very connected to God, very connected to the cosmos, very in alignment with their true selves, their higher selves. And God has been passing on this divine knowledge onto you, and you have been giving it to others. No matter what comes through, you say. No matter what truth God gives you, you speak. Okay? I'm also getting some of you have been a little bit, not standoffish, but they have been skeptical about your abilities, maybe even your connection to God. Because maybe they're thinking, oh, well, if this one was so godly, or they're so close to God, and so pure, or so whatever, they would look like this. They would be religious and not spiritual. They would be going to church all the time. They would be doing this all the time, something like that. And if you are this teacher, this mentor here, Leo, and people have been looking at you like, where is this guy? Where is this chick coming from? Like, they may think that you're all high and mighty when you're not, when you were that close to the higher realms and you were that in alignment with what God speaks to you. Okay? And people have been judging you because of this. I'm hearing a lot of you are the chosen ones. And people are thinking the chosen ones of God are supposed to be the religious ones, the ones who say who read from the Bible every day, who go by scripture, who pray the rosary all the time, who go to confession all the time, who go to church every Sunday, okay, or temple, depending on where this is, okay, the mosque. You're reading the Quran all the time, okay. That's guidance there, but you can't fit God in a book. And some people looking at you as this chosen one, like, well, that person did drugs, or that person was a lowlife. They were homeless, and they have this like spunk about them, this passion, and they can get a little bit much or whatever it is, or it's like they've been judging you. Some of you people have been judging you because of who you are, or maybe they're judging you because of what you look like, of what your financial status is, or something like that, okay? Because that's Taurus energy, financial things, what you have. Well, if this person was like so aligned with God, then they wouldn't have less. They wouldn't have lost this. They would have lost that. They would have more money, whatever. I don't know. But I'm getting this energy, Leo. For some of you, people are judging the shit out of you. And they're not really believing you as this spiritual mentor, this teacher. And remember, your last reading was a badass reading. Like, that gave me encouragement, right? About you are incredibly powerful, but you're only going to be meant for a certain group of people who you're going to lead to also become powerful, right? And Leo, you have that leadership ability already innate within you. So there's something here about people or like they're judging you based on like whether you're actually a true person of God, or you're actually that connected to God, or they should be believing you with the guidance that you're giving. See, I can't even get it out fast enough. It's like, you see with this judgment card, I see there's like two portals, two doors. It depends on your perspective, right? People's perceptions of you do not dictate who you are. And other people are perceiving you to be someone that you're not, or they're perceiving you to be, well, they can't be this because they're not this. There's also a decision some of you need to make, a serious decision. Because some of you may be deciding whether to stay on this path or not. Because some of you are looking at you like, it's like you feel like you want to get to people, you want to come across to people, it doesn't seem that way. I just heard something. And I can't really reveal this because it has to do something about your placement. Something about the 13th degree in your chart. I'm going to say this. If you have a 13th degree of anything in your chart, Sun, Pluto, maybe somebody has their Sun or a placement in Gemini at the 13th degree, I will say this, that's the secret agent degree. That is the degree where you have an incredible impact on people. You will never see the results. And you will never know exactly who you're helping. Sometimes you will know, other times you won't. Okay? But you're doing a greater service to those people than you think you are. You're making a huge impression on these people. Some of you are thinking, well, should I even stay on this path? Because I really want to impact more people. And you may be looking at other people, right? Judging them, saying, well, they're getting more success than me. They're reaching more people than me. Like, but I'm the one who's connected to God. I'm speaking truth here. You know, with this pyramid energy, you know, the Egyptians, a lot of us think about the Egyptians, they're like, how did they build those pyramids? right? How did they build those things without the technology resources we have in today's world? Where's the wonderment of God in all this? People could have been judging the Egyptians because they were polytheistic, right? But you get my point. It's kind of like you have this knowledge that most people don't have. And with that secret agent degree, you're out there like, you're doing big things for people, but you're never really going to see that. It's kind of like the Egyptians when they built their pyramids and stuff. They didn't really see how much of an impact that would happen once that like whole type of civilization collapsed. They also probably didn't realize or understand what the end result was going to be when they were building those things, right? Could be a lot of things. That Eye of Horus is above here. Well, it doesn't look like Eye of Horus, but this is more of the third eye, or the evil eye, as people want to call it, right? Now I'm hearing people are watching you very closely, and they're judging you. And you probably know this. You could probably feel it. And again, this has to go with about you being the chosen one. To lead. Especially if you are Leo rising. It's a big year for Leo rising. I'm hearing the last shall be first. And the first shall be last. As long as you stay true to yourself and you stay in alignment with God, you continue to have a direct line of communication with God, you can't go wrong. You veer off that path, you're doing yourself and the rest of the collective disservice. And other people have been eyeing you, they've been watching you, they've been judging you. That can't be the chosen one. They're not religious. Everything I just said before, guys, you can rewind it if you got what I said. They don't do things like we do. They don't follow this path. They believe in this other stuff that seems woo-woo, okay? They can't be the chosen ones. There's something here that God is doing, especially with this total eclipse in Aries, and that is your sister-brother sign. You guys are the fire energy is masculine. God could be doing something here. It's kind of like this liberation. Remember, because in the Rider Waite, you have people coming out of coffins. Rising you up for the world to see. Okay. God's like, I'm going to show people that these are my chosen people. God's like, I'm tired of all these other people judging them when they shouldn't be. And I'm going to exalt them. I'm going to liberate them to a higher state of freedom, to a higher purpose, to a higher level. Again, Leo, this is it's another powerful one, okay? There's also something about God rewarding you because you've learned to forgive yourself and others. Now, if you're having a hard time with that, this message that I'm coming up with is not for you, because you have to let go of the social conditionings about what forgiveness really is. Remember, it's not for them, it's for you. Remember how Jesus forgave Judas, and Jesus knew that Judas was going to betray him before Judas betrayed him. That says a lot right there. And he still called Judas into his circle. How many people out there, if they had that foresight, would allow that person into their circle if they knew they were going to betray them? That is the epitome of unconditional love and forgiveness. See, the devil's trying to get me to fuck up my words. So we have that judgment there. And some of you, this is a lesson about forgiveness and those conditionings about forgiveness. The others of you, it's more of because you've learned to forgive yourself and others, and you have understood that God forgives us no matter what, and that we are children of God. We're supposed to be examples of Christ consciousness, and Christ forgave people. You've learned how to master that. And you stop playing judgment on other people and on yourselves about things, about the world, about religion. You could very well have pulled away from religious beliefs and kind of respect them, but understand that your beliefs and your connection with God supersedes what religion says you should have a connection with God. And God's coming in and forgiving all that you have done. And he's bringing you through this portal, through this like higher level of consciousness, to where you'll become even closer to God, where your abilities will be heightened. Okay? And there are going to come a lot of rewards with this. But if you still have bitterness, resentment, disdainment in your heart, lower vibrational energies, and you have a hard time forgiving, God's still going to get you to learn those life's lessons about what forgiveness really is. Because you can't get rewarded with those astronomical things if you don't place that forgiveness in your heart. It just doesn't work that way. Something is also being resurrected. It's kind of interesting because we are still in Easter season. Okay? At the time of recording this what, April 17, 2023. We are still in Easter season, so something's being resurrected. Could very well be a relationship between two people. Or like a family or something. Because this Hierophant is also, now they're telling me, some God-ordained connection is going to be resurrected here. Because some of you have been following your divine guidance. You've been living your life's purpose. You've understood that there's more to life than just relationships and romance and money and things. You fully came into agreement with your contract about you were here for a particular reason, for a particular purpose. And that is to teach others. To share the divine guidance that God has given you, and to not be afraid to share that guidance, because it does go outside the norms of what religion says, what society says, all of that stuff. And you have been brave enough to do this. So while you're living your life's purpose and you have been following God's direction, his guidance, God is also now blessing some of you who are in that stage right now with solid, stable commitment with someone, but this is with your God-ordained spouse, okay? This is a bond that God created. A very traditional marriage where you understand your roles as divine masculine, divine feminine. But yeah, there's a big resurrection here and a connection. And with this Four of Cups energy, you're not going to see it coming. You've been meditating, you've been staying centered. You knew that things, you were getting these things in life. You're like, I didn't ask for that, God, but okay, I understand what the purpose of this cup that I don't want is. Okay, God, here's another cup I didn't want. Okay, I understand the purpose of this too. And you didn't allow that discontentment, that disgruntled energy get the best of you, because that lowers your vibration. You started to be more grateful for these cups that passed on to you that were things that you didn't want, that didn't make you happy, that you were not expecting that. You were less hopeful about, to include relationships. Being stuck, nothing happening, nothing magical happening, and you're like, you knew that Ace of Cups was above you or behind you, depending how you look at it. You knew that there was something bigger and better. That the ultimate happiness, fulfillment was everything, especially with you being that teacher, that guide, that mentor. You didn't veer off the path, you stayed true to who you are. And again, some of you who are thinking of jumping off that, don't jump off now. Because Judgment Day is here. And the rewards will be astronomical for some of you. But you got to be in alignment with that. You got to be in alignment with the Ace of Cups, which is purification, rejuvenation, right? Liberation, exaltation. It's also the bliss that you found within yourself, the joy that you found within yourself. I love doing this. I love connecting with God in this way. And some of you, because your abilities are being heightened right now, you're going to tap into some serious shit. If you watch my weekly, it happened in that weekly. And it made me emotional, and it wasn't a sad emotional. It was tears of joy because of how God and I work together and what He is allowing me to access and to share with others. And for me to not be afraid to do that, because I know God always has my back when I speak whatever it is He wants me to say. So those of you who have been like prayer and meditation, and you're continuing to focus on that Ace of Cups, you know that there's going to be an overflow of abundance. You know that it's coming, and sometimes it's hard for you to remember that. But it's there. There's a big blessing coming to you out of nowhere. You haven't missed out on it. But remember, you have to be in alignment. And you have to maintain that faith here. There is something changing in your finances too, because we have Taurus energy down here. Something about your second house. Excuse me. Maybe Jupiter in your second house. It's funny because Aries had the same at the top of the deck. 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, you're reaping your rewards. You reaping what you sowed. You maintained diligent. You persevered. You were patient. You knew that good things take time, and this is God just continuing to tell you good things take time, and God was getting you to a place to be prepared to be exalted, because now you're going to be shot out of a cannon, Leo, and you're going to be more in the front lines. And I think I said this last week, okay? So this energy is still here, or your last reading, the beginning of April reading for you. That 7 of Pentacles, understanding this is not about money, this is about spirit and service. And it has been tough. It has been difficult because people weren't believing in you. They weren't like supporting you with whatever it is that you're giving out to the world. People were criticizing you, right? All these other things, like, I don't know, hearing leftists, like, no, that's not what spirituality is. Or that's not what society says, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, no, I'm staying true to what God has told me. And we all have different things that we get from God. But you know what God is doing? We may be in disagreement with certain things, but it's respecting those people when we're in disagreement with those things. Because we're not going to be for everybody, Leo. We know this. And God's testing your faith to see, are you going to stay true to what I tell you? It's your connection with God, not anyone else. So you've really worked hard on staying in alignment and fulfilling your life's purpose as that mentor, as that teacher. Judgment Day. There's something about millionaire, because this tends to be the millionaire card. For what you've been reaping, sowing. What you reap is what you sow. But what you've been sowing, you're going to reap, I said, some astronomical rewards. You're going to get more than what you put in. So don't let the outside world throw you off your path, Leo. I'm getting very strongly for a lot of you. It's been hard. I know. I'm one of them. Because a lot of us are the chosen one. A lot of us, we're that close to God. We're that in tune with those higher frequencies. And people look at us like, what? Where'd that come from? All right. So let's see what you may be out of alignment with for the end of April. Okay. I guess they changed their mind. They want that one instead. Moonstone, heightened intuition. What did it tell you? Be extra aware of your inner knowingness as it's trustworthy. You guys, you gotta have faith in what God is telling you, what He's telling you to speak, to teach, to guide other people on. What did I say? You're elevating. Some of you, you've already crossed into that next level of higher consciousness. And you're pulling down things from God Himself where people are like, where the hell did you get that from? And they won't believe you. And it will be like that until you are pulled off this earth, Leo. But you cannot put your attention to that. And I know this goes for me too. Because when I'm in channel mode and stuff that comes out of my mouth, I'm like, what did I just say? Right? It's happening to you too. It's trustworthy. This is confirmation that what you are pulling from God is trustworthy. You know it because you feel it in your gut. You feel it with every fiber of your being. And it fuels you up, Leo. It lights you up. It makes you smile. It makes you feel light as a feather. So do not doubt your inner knowingness, your intuition. Look at the bottom of the deck. Larimar, sensitive emotions. Times of heightened emotions and sensitivity call for extra self-care and gentleness. See, because you guys are being exalted, you're being elevated here. You may end up being more sensitive to more things. Remember what I said? I said, don't let those other people get to you, because when you guys are being put, God puts you on the front lines and people are going to start attacking you. You may have more opposition. Watch your sensitivities to things. Know that you are highly, strongly connected to God. And that He will always have your back. As long as you have that faith and you stay true to yourself and you trust your inner knowingness. And you trust in what God is doing in your life, in your life's purpose. Heightened emotions, heightened intuition, heightened everything. The time I'm recording this, the moon is in Pisces, conjuncting Neptune. And then it'll move into Aries. I don't know if it's already done that, because I don't know, I remember the time. Sextiling Pluto in Aquarius. Your intuition is becoming more powerful here, Leo. And that's part of the astronomical reward. And with that's going to come money too. Okay? You've got to stay true to yourself. Moonstone. You're already highly intuitive, and this card shows that your intuition is being taken to new levels. Levels. Nick Jonas. Listen to that song. You're so close to God that you can give a high five to God and a high five to Jesus. Go listen to that song. Look up the lyrics, because that high five to Jesus line is in there. Okay? Be extra aware of your divine downloads, which encompass strong feelings, clear realizations, a sense of knowing, visions, dreams, and signs. Keep your mind clear and sober so that you'll notice your intuition. In addition to noticing, trust the feelings and knowingness about the meaning of the message. The ego wants to second guess your insights, but don't ignore or override your first impressions. This isn't a time for logic. It will all make sense soon. They're trying to keep me from continuing on with this reading. This card can also signify that you're extra sensitive to lunar phases, especially the full moon. And the full moon's coming up, is it not? We have new moon. Another new moon in Aries. You may wish to plan accordingly, such as easing your schedule during full moons. In addition, this may be a sign related to feminine moon cycles. This can amplify the effects of the full new moons and help with receptivity, nurturing spiritual visions, and other feminine aspects. Moonstone's going to help you for the end of the month. I got to go find my moonstone. And with the sensitivities, guys, like I said in my weekly, I'm getting more emotional here. because, as I said, go watch my weekly if you haven't already. I'm not accustomed to those high frequencies. I'm not accustomed to that closeness with God because of my human vessel. I'm in my 40s. And this is happening to me now, and I'm not used to this. So if you get emotional about things, okay, and you start to like cry or whatever, don't hold that back. It's not a sign of weakness. People may think that there's something wrong with you, but that's because your vibration is that close to God. It's like these tugging of your heartstrings. And you know, some of you, you may be sensitive to certain frequencies or certain chords, certain melodies, certain harmonies, right? I know I am. Don't put on that E.T. theme song for me because I'll lose it. I'm not temper-wise. I mean, I don't know what the hell it is. I know it's the frequency, but I think when I got older, it's pertaining to me with the ET phone home, where I'm like missing it back home out there. And I didn't realize it then until like, I don't know, a couple of months ago. But that song always gets me. It's the violins and it's the orchestra part, not everything else. It's the strings. I'm very sensitive to orchestral music, and it depends on what the frequencies are, what the melodies are, harmonies, the chords, that type of thing. And it tends to be the same type of frequencies, the chords. So if you're feeling that type of stuff, it's okay. Okay? Extra self-care and gentleness. And don't feel embarrassed when you are extra sensitive, when those things happen. Don't put yourself into that. Because you are leveling up with your Christ consciousness. You receive this card because you've been feeling extra sensitive. Perhaps empathetically absorbing negativity or other people's fear energies has compounded the emotions you were already dealing with, connected to a situation you endured. You may have felt upset without knowing why. Or perhaps your mind has grasped for reasons to justify your sadness and you've begun to worry. Now that we've identified some of the foundations of your sensitive emotions, let's go ahead and clear you of anything that is not from God. This could be the other emotions too, guys. What this said. Anger, sadness, you have no idea. Since you pulled a card related to the oceanic civilizations of Atlantis, going to the ocean or soaking in a warm bath filled with sea salt would be an appropriate way to draw out physical and energetic toxins. Plus, the experience of self-care raises your confidence and helps you relax. Be very compassionate with yourself and use discernment about where and with whom you spend time. This is a time to avoid harsh energy as much as possible as you honor your need for gentleness, rest, and healing. Larimar can soothe your emotions, help with stress management, and reconnect you with a past Atlantean lifetime. So some of you are from the civilization of Atlantis too. Some of you love the water, and this has been coming up in some of your readings, Leo. Your water babies spend more time out in the water. This is why I'm trying to go to the beach at least every week when it's not raining. It's been raining a lot here. Okay. If you're not by an ocean, the sea salt baths will help. Saltwater pool, they have it. This could also be avoiding harsh energy, which you see on TV, the news, other people's conversations. Okay. Let us see what guidance we have for you for the end of April. Holy Spirit, Archangels, Galactic Families, Pleiadian Students, please and thank you. Thank you for your wisdom, your kindness, your support, and your clarity. What other guidance we have for Leo? I was going to say Larimar. Holy Spirit, please and thank you for the end of April 2023. Oh, look, cut the cords and holy love. Oh my God. This Holy Love card is confirming something I channeled in the Members Only Live last week. That there's a higher frequency than agape love, which I thought was the violet flame, that there was the highest one. There's a higher one. Some of you may know this already. Your guidance is to cut the cords. That ties into the Larimar energy, which is why I said that to the Leo, because you are being asked to protect your energies, Leo, moving forward. And this is not going to be a temporary thing. This is a mass leveling up for those, especially if you're a Leo rising. Okay? That's what I keep being told. This is a big year for you're preparing for something big, some of you. And I'm not knocking out the Leo moons and suns or whatever. That's not, or Venuses, okay? But there's a big message for those of you who are Leo rising, okay? Make sure you cut those cords with those things that are low vibrational. And start attaching cords to the things that will keep your emotions in check. They will keep you centered and calibrated, okay? The other one is the Holy Love card. You are surrounded by a lot of holy love of the angelic realm, God knows what else. You are beyond supported, Leo. Bottom of the deck is the Composure card. Keep your composure. Remember, with those sensitivities, what's happening, breathe. Again, if you haven't watched my weekly, maybe how I react or how I respond when I'm getting those downloads and I'm channeling that out to you guys, it will help you to see how I maintain my composure. Because you saw it would hit me with that high emotion. And for me, when I get to that state, like tears will fall. Okay? But they're tears of joy. I have to breathe, and then I have to maintain my composure to get the message out and not completely break down, fall into a state of like a tizzy or something, or like I'm like bawling my eyes out, right? This is you continuing to meditate. You see the picture of this guy? He's like in meditation mode. He's trying to maintain his composure and making sure that he's in alignment with God every time. Not letting the outside energies, the negative energies, to affect him. It's the same thing for you. Okay? Also, if there are people who are low vibrational around you, like cut that cord or try to stay away from them as much as you can. All right? Or just like end the friendship or end the relationship, period. In spirituality, cords are the energetic bonds that connect us to a situation, person, or place. There are different types of cords, but in this context, they are connections to situations or people that can have a negative and draining effect upon us. We can also create a negative cord when we have an expectation of the outcome of a situation, especially when it is outside of our control. So, this is an important time for you to release any attachments to people, places, situations, outcomes, or anything else that could be limiting your experience of joy. Angels are wrapping you in a light of love so that you can lovingly detach from situations that could be draining, dramatic, or damaging your health or purpose. If you are finding yourself hanging on in a situation you know is unhealthy or negative, angel wisdom is encouraging you to call upon the help you need to release yourself from it. Know that angels are guiding you to surrender the need to direct and control at this time so you can welcome in the spiritual support that is available to you. When you ask your angels to support you in cutting the cords, they will help dissolve the connections that are hooking you into a negative situation. You have to do your part too by removing yourself from harmful and draining situations. If you have any questions regarding a situation, relationship, or outcome at this time, know that you are being guided to find a new way forward, as it will be more rewarding and replenishing for you. Ultimately, cutting the cords is an act of self-care and self-love. Holy love is here too. So this says, excuse me, you are blessed to receive this card today, for it shows you are being surrounded by loving energy, and the cup of your heart will be filled until it overflows with goodness. The angels who are with you now know that at times you can feel unloved and unappreciated, and this can block your experience of love and appreciation. The divine energy that is surrounding you at this time is there to help you melt away any blockages so that you can be open and receptive to the love and appreciation that you deserve. Your angel guide is encouraging you to view yourself in a loving way and to give yourself permission to be loved. If you have been holding back for a while but are not ready to share the love you have within, this card brings a message that it is safe for you to do so. Angels of love are gathering around you in awe and celebration, for you are finally willing to remember how loving and lovable you are, and heaven is guiding you to see that you deserve loving relationships, loving experiences, and loving acceptance from the world around you. This card makes a milestone in your own self-awareness. It acknowledges the steps that you have taken to claim your worth and to recognize that you deserve to be loved and respected and to feel good. It also acknowledges a new level of spiritual openness, which draws even more divine love from your angels and the Creator. You are loved beyond your wildest dreams by the power and the presence that created you, and through receiving and acknowledging that love, you will create even more loving experiences in your life. See? It acknowledges a new level of spiritual openness, and I looked at as Christ consciousness. It's higher. Maybe there's something above that. I don't know. That might be what it is. Composure. Take your time to gather your thoughts and energy, because there's a good chance that you're experiencing a buildup of frustration and annoyance at this time. You are a passionate, loving, and joyful being, but at the same time, you don't want to be taken for granted or underestimated. The warrior within you wants to rise up and fight, or at least prove your skills, talents, and worth, but drawing this card indicates that right now you're not going to be respected or heard in the way that you deserve. Angel wisdom is guiding you to retreat, reflect, and compose yourself before proceeding further. So, take time to ask your angels and guides to help you compose your thoughts and your energy. Know that the divine hand of God is upon the situation and everyone involved, and there is no need to worry about anyone's karma but your own. Just retreat, refuel, and regain your composure. This card encourages you to step into the energy of equanimity. Equanimity is a Zen-like state in which you refrain from reacting to a situation out of fear and separation. Right now, angels of pure divine light are helping you feel guarded and guided, and encouraging you to recognize that you have an incredible force of love within you. Right? And I know you guys have this energy within you. You want to like prove your skills or talents or worth or whatever. It's like, you know, there may be an energy of you drilling things into people or something like that. I'm realizing something about myself with this. But it's like trying to find a balance between like the passion that you have, and you guys are passionate, and the anger, where that passion could turn into anger and frustration, right? And it could turn into lower vibrational energies where you're chastising people, or you're causing people to get out of alignment with God, as opposed to empowering them and driving them to get closer to God, right? It's kind of like not getting to a place of ego where it's like my way or the highway, or this is the only thing, or something along those lines, where like I need you to listen, like drill it in their heads type of energy. Right? So when you start to feel yourself getting to this, like you want like more people to listen, or you want people to respect you more, or to understand that you are getting that guidance from God, and you know what you're getting is truth, and you are lowering your vibration due to fear, or it's out of anger, or it's out of, you know, it's like, again, like a fine line between anger and passion is what I'm hearing about. Okay. All right. Let's see what your wellness tip is for the end of April. Leo, Holy Spirit, Archangels, Galactic Families, Pleiadian, Sirians, please and thank you. Do some screwing. That wasn't an accident. Do some sewing, knitting, or crochet. The repetitive nature will help reduce stress and anxiety. See, you guys are getting stressed out, for some of you, with your life's purpose and stuff like that, because you know what your purpose is, and you know what God's teaching you. And I said some people are judging you. They're not listening or whatever. It's like, let them not listen, because remember, you're not for everybody. and you're leveling up again, okay? You don't have to do sewing, knitting, or crocheting, guys. This is more about repetitive things. Things that you can do calmly. You can sit in a chair or even go to the beach and do this or whatever, I don't know, to reduce stress and anxiety. Reflect on something that made you feel happy in the last 24 hours. So reflect on those things that made you angry or frustrated, okay? Bottom of the deck, go on a picnic with a friend or a family member. Or maybe you're going to go on a picnic soon. Get out there. Don't be on your phones. Go have some fun with family and friends, okay? Take a break and water your houseplants is at the top of the deck. That's therapeutic too. I think I did that this morning. And I actually have to water this one too. I was looking at this before I did your reading, so I guess I was picking up on that energy. All right, Leo, those are your wellness tips. I hope this helped you. If you have any questions about this reading or about my memberships or anything like that, my tarot packages, my individual readings, I do have a spring sale going on for 10% off my individual readings and my tarot packages. Check out the description box below for those coupon codes. If you go to capellawellness.com, you can check out the Capella tarot packages there, or my Capella service suite, which has a whole bunch of different types of services, readings, healings, whatever there. The Capella memberships are on the Capella memberships page at capellawellness.com. But if you're looking for direct links, everything's in the description box. I'm also having a 50% off sale on my weekly astrology subscription that I have, where I do intuitive astrology. I am not a professional astrologer, but my guides, God specifically, has been leading me to learn more about astrology, but I'm doing it intuitively. I see what's going on and I look up stuff, and when I see what those transits are, I write a report for that given day, and I also give guidance either based on your sun or rising sign or your elements on how to navigate the energies or what to take action on depending on what I channel when I'm doing the intuitive astrology, okay? So I'm having a percent off, 50% off. So if you use code ASTRO50, if you want to tack on more of the astrology for these readings or things like that, you go to capellawellness.com, click on the Capella memberships. You will see weekly astrology there, okay? You get a whole month's, your first billing cycle is 50% off, all right, which is $11.11. And I'm going to be doing some videos on that. And I think I'm doing reports right now. And I think I'm going to transition from writing the reports to doing videos instead. So you'll have some exclusive access to a particular channel for that, and a forum for that to access the astrology guidance, okay, astrological guidance. Anything else you may need, let me know. Any questions that you have on, let me know. All right, Leo, thank you so very much for watching this video, for subscribing to this channel if you haven't already, and for illuminating that thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. I wish you the best, and always I send you so much love, and I hope I illuminated your well-being today. Again, this is Jess from Capella Wellness, starring out.